Hey, Shalom. I'm going to start off by saying all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Shem Yahshua, Bashim Kodash, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessing to y'all, can preach this truth throughout the four winds. You can see this lesson is going to be entitled Being a Leader Has a Starting Point. Okay, first, before anything, it's a seed that has to be planted. You know, the seed has to be planted. And words like integrity, words like discipline, self-control, all these things come into play, okay? But first, the seed of Yahweh Shem Yahshua has to be planted. You know what I'm saying? It has to be planted inside of your spirit. So that's first and foremost, you know, with faith and just integrity and character. You know, you have a lot of men that's leaders, that say that they're leaders, but it's certain things missing in characteristics for leaders, you know. No one's perfect, you know. As a leader, you're gonna fall yourself, because they say a great leader is a great follower, you know what I'm saying? So you have to first be willing to know that you don't know everything, you know that you're gonna constantly be growing, and that this life and the spirit and everything, you're gonna learn constantly, you know, every day. You're gonna find out something new, and some things are gonna try you, and some things are going to bash you, and it's just gonna be a constant learning process. But grow through what you go through, no matter what. Always grow, you know. And in that sense, you make a great leader, you know. But this is Proverbs 1 through 16. Well, Proverbs 1, verse 2 through 16. There's certain words in here I'm going to go into the definition of. It says, to know wisdom and instruction, to perceive the words of understanding. So perceive, okay, discern. So to discern, to understand, to observe, mark, to heed to, distinguish, consider, have discernment, insight, understanding. So to have understanding, to get understanding of wisdom and knowledge and understanding, to perceive these things in words of understanding, is to do those things. It's a certain way and a spirit that has to be put on you, and it's going to get into it. It says to receive the instruction of wisdom, justice, and judgment, and equity. So to receive these things, okay, to receive them, justice, judgment, equity, wisdom, all these things are basically the smarts of the spirit that you're going to get, that's going to lead you to the kingdom. Okay, so equity, evenness, uprightness, straightness. Okay, so to get even, like everybody that in this life that you've been wronged by, all of the enemies, to get all those things, for things to be smooth and leveled out, is going to require you to be a certain way on this side, and it becomes as a leader. So as a leader, these are things that you have to instill in self, that you may instill in others. Okay, so we understand that it's uprightness, smoothness, straightness, but these are things that also come with to receive instruction, wisdom, justice, and judgment. So to receive these things, because all getting justice from Esau and everybody who wronged you on this side, that's going to come. But let's take judgment for a minute. So to receive judgment when you do something wrong and stay in the right mind frame, that's the spirit you have to be in to be a great leader. Okay, because judgment, think about it. Think about how many people were put outside of a camp and their doctrines changed. You know what I'm saying? Because now I'm getting ahead of myself, but it says to give stability to the simple, to the young man, knowledge and discretion. So now, once you've gotten these things and the Spirit is working with you, you have to live in them, bask in them, and pass it on to the next person that the Lord has or sees suitable for you to give it to. You know what I'm saying? A domino effect. Okay, so subtlety. Subtlety is shrewdness, craftiness, prudence. So what do you mean by being a leader? You're going to have to show, because that word, if you don't know what it means, it sounds like something deceptive. But think about Jacob. You know, his names mean Yahweh, which means craftiness. You know what I'm saying? To be, it's like trickery. But look at the bottom. On the Strong's, it says trickery in a good sense. Okay, guile, prudence. And a precept to that is, lest Satan should get, this is 2 Corinthians 2:11, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant to his devices. You know why? Because when certain things happen, you'll know it's the enemy, and you can be crafty about going about what you need to do, you know, and it's in righteousness. Okay, so that's just the way that lines up. All right. This is verse 5. It says, a wise man will hear and will increase learning, and a man of understanding will attain unto wise counsels. So when this person that you gave all these traits to through the Spirit, they're going to hear it and they're going to grow and learn. All you do when you're a leader and you have men under you, you plant the seed is planted, and you're trying to help them be a better version of what you are. You're giving them the do's and don'ts. It's just like raising a child. You know, you can tell them everything in life that doesn't work and tell them to try this path because you've been through it. Okay, so that's what the lead role is. Okay, but it's all through the Spirit. And Yahweh Shem Yahshai is the ultimate leader. Okay, so it says attain, to get, acquire, to buy, possess, to get, acquire, obtain, of the Most High's originating, creating, redeeming his people. It says, so basically, to obtain this knowledge and wisdom and all these things, a wise man, he's going to get it and he's going to hold fast to it. But once he gets it, the things he's going to do is constantly follow those same leaders, no matter what. Okay. And I just wrote a little side note that said it's all about the doctrine. Okay. This is how strange new doctrines come about. Things are taken personal and pride sets in. You know, if you have a disagreement or you don't think that the people the elders and the apostles who brought this forth, and you're a Johnny come lately and you don't agree with the doctrine, that's where pride sets in, because you have your own form of understanding going against what was original. Okay, if you have, and this is just a small example, if you have an ingredients to Dr. Pepper, that's that ingredients, that's the original. You can't come in and add new ingredients because the format is set, the blueprint is put down. You follow that blueprint. That's why strange new doctrines come about, because people don't stick to the script. It don't matter if you don't like that person. It don't matter if you have a disagreement. The doctrine is 100% solid. Okay, if you truly believe this is a spiritual battle, a spiritual warfare, Yahweh Shem Yahshai has to be dealing with somebody. Okay, he has to be dealing with somebody. Otherwise, you're basically saying that the Lord is allowing 70% of doctrine over here, 15% of doctrine over here, and you got to come all together and put these doctrines together to get the whole doctrine. No. Yahweh Shem Yahushua is stern, you know, like his doctrine is going to be solid from the get-go. He's not going to pass off something that's not groundly, deeply rooted in its 100%. Okay? So this is how new doctrines come about. People start getting in their feelings, it's pride. Now this doesn't mean that. Look, if you have a disagreement, if you're kicked out of a camp, if anything happens, just stick to the doctrine. You know? And I heard one of the elders, and he said, just preach the gospel. Just preach. Just do the works, you know? And that's really how simple it is. You know, but that's the things that changes things. Men start getting emotional in their feelings, and they change the doctrine, like, well, this isn't what this means, and then it's something totally, because you have to understand that they're leaders to people now. They have a crowd now, and they're going to be like, well, we've been listening to this guy, so now we're going to keep listening to him, and we're going to believe what he says, going against the original doctrine. You know, it was all set up to be that way, but it's kind of like, if you're sticking to something, stick to it, regardless to whatever someone disagrees with you on, you know, because people disagree. You know, if something goes left, just stick to the doctrine, you know. This is verse 6. It says, to understand a proverb and the interpretation of the words of the wise and their dark sayings. Now, when you push off this vibration of strong teaching and what's that word? Faith, integrity, discipline. When you push all these traits on this person, now they get it. And now they're going to understand a proverb and their interpretation of words of the wise, because the words of the wise coming from Yahweh Shem Yahushua, from those men of great counsel. You know, the apostles and elders, you constantly watch their videos. Okay? Constantly see what they're going into. You know, because it's going to strengthen what you already had added on to, and all you're doing is adding your perspective to what's been taught. You know? It says, and that's through the Spirit. It says, the fear of Yahweh Shem Yahushua is the beginning of knowledge. And when you fear the Lord, and you feel, and you know, when you come in and you hear the apostles and the elders give off their words, you know, and you start following in the Spirit these men, you know that the Lord actually gave them that knowledge. Okay? So when you say it's a spiritual warfare and all this and that, if it's spiritual, you know the Spirit of the Yahweh Shem Yahushua gave this knowledge to these men. So that's who you should be listening to. Okay? And when you fear his words, because nobody woke up one morning and say, I'm just going to stop eating pork, I'm not going to get lineups, so on and so forth. You know, a spirit had to do that. Okay? A spirit had to do that. So if a spirit done that and you got it, why would you change anything and go away from what was taught? Okay? It says, but fools despise wisdom and instructions. So when something is brought forth and you don't agree with it, you're considered a fool. My son, hear the instruction of thy father, and forsake not the law of thy mother. For they shall be an ornament of grace unto thy head, and chains about thy neck. That means you're going to wear these things. Okay, you're constantly going to be in the mind frame, and you're always going to live keeping the laws, you know what I'm saying, doing the things like calling on the name of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, showing your faith through prayer and fasting, you know, and just doing the things that's sustainable. Okay? This is Revelation 3:11. It says, behold, I come quickly. And by you holding that grace, the ornament of grace and chains about thy neck, you have to understand, it's like this. Imagine being amongst people, and these people are impoverished. And here you come walking through with gold chains and a gold crown on your head, and you're just like very, very you just look like you're rich. Now the thing is, if you look like you're very wealthy and you're well off, and these people are poor, envy sets in, jealousy sets in. And the thing is, they're going to want that. So next thing you know, like you deal with jealous jakes in the world. It's jealous jakes in the world. If you get money and get on, what happened? They trying to rob you. You know, it's no different in a spiritual sense. Behold, I come quickly. Hold fast, or hold that fast which thou hast, that no man take thy crown. All we have is now, being in the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, everybody around us is trying to steal that crown, those ornaments around our necks. Okay? They're trying to take that away. All right? Just look at it spiritually. You got a bunch of spiritual people that has really nothing, but they're trying to take away all these things from you, and that's the game. That's the game that's played. Okay? And that's how you have to see it. When you deal with anybody that doesn't believe in this truth, understand that that's their MO, to take your chain. And a lot of times, it won't be intentional. Satan is using them, and that's just what it is. They're being used to basically pull you away from what you're set up for. Okay? My son, if sinners entice thee, consent thou not. So you know this truth. You've had a taste of calling on the name of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. You've seen him do things in your life. Now people are going to try to steer you away. After you've been taught the format, great leaders have shown you the way. Now you're on your own, and you have to live these things. Consent not. So if these people that are sinners entice thee, if they say, come with us, let us lay wait for blood, let us lurk privately for the innocent without cease, that means they're constantly going to be after you. Okay? They're constantly going to be after you. And when they come after you, you have to be in the mind frame and hold fast to the integrity, the character, and all these things that you are watching your apostles and your elders do. This is what makes you a great leader. But throughout that walk, you're not going to be perfect. You pick up and you keep grinding. That's what happens. And then once all the smoke clears, you still standing. You know, you made it through all the chaos, the drama, the pain, the deceit, whatever. You made it through all that. Okay? But it tells you basically, don't fold. Because they coming. Don't fold. It says, let us swallow them up alive as the grave and whole. It says, as those that go down into the pit. So now, it's telling you what they're trying to do. They're trying to bring you in the same situation that they're in, to where it's going to be nasty death at the end. That's all it's going to be. These people have nothing left to look forward to but death, anguish, and pain, and regrets. Okay? We shall find all precious substance. We shall fill our house with spoil. It looks good. All these things look good. You know, you may be in a walk with Yahweh Shem Yahushua and things just don't look enticing anymore. because you're walking by faith now. This is where integrity, this is where characteristics hold up. All right? So you can't look in a physical eye and say, well, I'm not happy. You know, you have to see these things spiritual because you know they're coming. Okay, and these people, these are the things that they're going to be doing. All right? But a great leader, he's not going to fall to these things. You know, it says, cast in thy lot amongst us. Now it's like, come on over with us over here. Okay? It says, let us all have one purse. So now we're together. We're going to be the same type of people. Everything's going to be unified. It says, my son, walk not thou in the way with them. Refrain thy foot from their path. That means mentally, don't think like them. Because this is a spiritual walk. Okay? This is a spiritual walk. Don't let your mind get consumed and wrapped up in what you're seeing physically. Because this shit is temporal. All this is temporary. You're just walking in a big test. All this is temporary. Okay? It says, for their feet run to evil and make haste to shed blood. And by that shedding of blood, when you fall into that mix with them, your blood is going to be shed. Because now it's just straight sinning. You're just following sinners now. But anyway, I hope this is edifying. I'll say, call Allah Yamla Yahweh Bashim Yashai Bashim Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostle. That was a great millstone. Peace and blessing to y'all. Pushing the truth out to four winds. Till next time, Shalom.